Okay, I gotta tell you today. Me and Aiden were talking, and he was telling me, because I guess he could read people's faces pretty good, and I cannot remember some of this book. Like I couldn't remember the movie at Five Nights at Freddy, which we watched again, and he's like, you could tell and I couldn't tell, and it was funny because we were talking about how sometimes you don't remember people. I don't know how we got into this conversation about how people don't remember somebody, and he talks about, because I guess one of the ladies there, she used to work at, I want to say he said Sonic, and no, Casey's, and she was a cashier there, and this guy came into Subway who she knew from Casey's, but this guy did not remember her, and it was funny because Aiden could tell that guy did not remember her at all, but that girl did not believe this. She's like, because she's like, oh yeah, let's try to remind him, jog his memory, and then he's like, yeah, he'd go, oh yeah, but, then that girl would fill in the blanks of whatever the hell it was, and the guy still couldn't. He said from the look on the guy's face, he still couldn't remember this woman. Everything. She's like, he's like, and he told her, he's like, after she had or maybe, I don't know if he actually told her, but I think he did. And he's like, no, that guy didn't remember you at all. He's like, because she was the one filling in the blanks, and so he'd say something, and then she'd go and fill it in, like, where what she remembered about that guy, and he still was clueless. And I laughed because I know how that is. Like, there's a guy from P Ridge that doesn't remember me. Like I said, he went from, when he went to Bentonville, he couldn't remember. He's like, how do you remember me? And I was like, but like I said, it's one of those things. And then when I saw him, at the center, I want to say it was a Centerton neighborhood market, but it was one in Bentonville anyway. And I was like, said hi to him, and I could tell right away he didn't know who the fuck I was. And I was like, okay, so I didn't say anything else because I thought, oh God, I feel stupid because this guy can't even remember me still, just so hilarious. And but yeah, I'm like, I gotta stop saying hi to this guy every time I see him, because I remember him so well, and it's because like I said, I barely worked there when he started, and then he also didn't make it in OPD, so he went to set overnight. So why would he remember me? But I don't know. So I don't remember seeing him like a morning for like an hour, before they go home, and so that's what I'm saying. Why did he remember me? Then next thing you know, I transferred out of there. But because I wasn't new and he was new, I think that's the reason. Because you know how it is when you're new, you kind of, you don't know anybody. You're like learning and shit, right? Where, when you've been there, and you recognize all the new people and you start whatever, like, I don't know. But it does depend because, like I said, I don't know if I actually remember this guy's name or not. I think I did, but I can't tell you right now at the top of my head. And like I said, for me, I get it, because I don't remember people that well. You have to be pretty damn unique for me to remember you to begin with. Otherwise, I just can't. I will not recognize you. It takes forever to remember somebody. I really try so hard. When I first know there's a reason I need to remember somebody, I will try to focusing on their face, trying to remember something about them so I can recognize them. But it takes time. I've met my neighbors a few times. If I was in the store, I would not know them at all. I would not know who the fuck they were. That's how bad it is, okay? And I've lived here for like 5 or 6 years, and I do not know my neighbors. I can't recognize them. That's how uninterested in them that I am, which is pretty bad, I was like, damn, that is not good. They can recognize me, but I can't recognize them, I'm like, damn. But anyway, that's just how I am. I'm like, I don't know why, and it's embarrassing sometimes, obviously, not to remember certain people, so it's like, whatever. But what can you do? So I get it. If people can't recognize me because they don't remember me, it's like, it just totally makes sense. It's understandable, because I have the same problem, But yeah, it was so funny when he was talking about it, and that's why I thought, I wanted to mention it, because I just thought that was hilarious, But yeah, Aiden is really good at reading people, He's really good at telling things too. Like I said, he definitely has that sense of something. But anyway, I gotta go because I'm gonna eat. Me and Raymond are eating Wendy's, And then I get ready to go to work when my husband gets here and stuff. So bye. Happy Halloween again.